Hello my marvellous sausages, we had an exotic mission drop this week for the Barrow Dyad exotic submachine gun. It's completely excellent. Now what I got in the video is a complete guide from start to finish telling you absolutely everything you need to know. If you watch the whole guide through, you'll get it done nice and quick and in in a comedy-ish way. Well anyway, let's get on with the guide. So the first thing you need to do is visit the Nether regions. Now what we're looking here is a blight that isn't where you normally would be used to seeing it. Now, I spawned in here at the Hall of Souls, and the blight is very easy to find. It's kind of in the area where the Tormentor is. But if you spawn in the Mausoleum, or you spawn in to the other one, the Trenchway, there are blights in there as well. But unfortunately, I could only find it once, because that's how it starts. So here is the blight that we need to climb up to in order to get the mission underway. And this one is in the Hall of Souls. Remember, you can completely reload in again and again until you start in the Hall of Souls, because then you know exactly where this particular blight is going to be. Now then, you don't have to clear the gits if you don't want to. I did a bit of git clearing just to make it a bit easier to show you exactly what's going on. Then git's cleared. Now we're going to go up into the actual blight itself. Now if you get your ghost out, you can see we've got invisible platforms. That is the usual way of finding them. So you want to jump up onto the 3 platforms, 1 and then 2 and then 3, and then once you hit the top, you'll pop straight in to the other world. Now this mechanic is something that you're going to be doing in the exotic mission as well. So what you need to do is stand on the plate, okay? And once you stand on the plate, it'll tell you which direction to step off the plate, and then it'll transport you then to the correct area. So here I go, stand on the plate, and it says something whispers to the right. So if I step over to the right, don't turn round and go, make sure you sidestep off, and then you'll get teleported across the other side of the barrier. So there we go, off to the right, and we've teleported across, and this is where you pick up your first Osseous Fragment, I think it's called, or something like that. Well, anyway, there we go. So that's the first thing that you need to do to get the ball rolling. So now we need to return to Eris's flat, apartment-y type thing in the last city, and then we need to go and talk to the slab, you know, that thing in the corner of a room here. So there we go. You can see we got the exotic icon there. So approach, and then you'll see the beginnings of the quest that you need to pick up. So pick that baby up. Thusly, that's excellent. And now we've got the new quest path. You need to get the scotopic rune applied. Now the scotopic rune is in your runic enhancements here, and you can see right the way along the end, look, there it is, the scotopic rune there. So you need to have bought that in order to activate it. Turn off everything that you've got active and just activate that one, and then that will reveal the next part that you need to do. And you can see there, we need to go to Sorrow's Harbour. So you want to go to Sorrow's Harbour, but we're going to eventually go to the K1 Revelation Lost Sector, okay? So once you land in Sorrow's Harbour, make your way to the K1 Revelation Lost Sector entrance. Here it is, look. And then you just pile your way in as normal. You can see that we've got a little marker there. It kind of shows us that we're going the right way. You know things have happened because once you come in, look, all the normal gits will despawn. And all you've got to do then is travel to the midpoint of the Lost Sector. You know, you've got these platforms here, and you can see there on the left, we've got a little taken blight with a little taken blight that needs to be shot at the top, right? So all we need to do is shoot that baby there, and then we're going to do the plate thing again, okay? So we stand on the plate. Don't be an idiot like me. It's actually behind us, look. So if you have a look at the plate, it'll tell us then which way to turn. We've got the symbol popped up, but it didn't actually tell me there which way to go, and I just backed off backwards, and then it worked. So back off that one, but sometimes it doesn't pop in, so just reverse off the plate, and what's going to happen then is that all the taken-y weirdness will spawn in, and now what we got to do is a bit of git killing. So we need to work our way around to where the boss normally is in the Lost Sector. You can't shoot the blights or anything like that, so just make your way through to where the boss is. So a bit of fighting is required. Be aware as well, there's lots of taken juice on the floor which will sting the soles of your feet, so just be careful of that as well. But kill all the taken gits and make your way up to the middle. Then once you're up to the middle, you can see the big ogre there, the Keeper of Power. This guy turns up a couple of times, but once you've killed him, look, he drops another Osseous Fragment there. So collect that, and then we're on to our next step. Now, for this part, we need to go to the Velez Labyrinth Lost Sector on the Forgotten Shore in the Cosmodrome. So you just want to make your way there. I landed in the Skywatch and then just backtracked my way there. You know the entrance to the Lost Sector. It's in the hull of that little ship there, look. And you want to drop your way down. Now, this isn't too bad, but I did get lost a little bit when I first started. But there's not really lost. There's a tiny little maze at the very beginning of Velez Labyrinth. And what we're looking for in this maze is the little blight that we just saw at the beginning of the other Lost Sector, or halfway through the Lost Sector. So you want to follow your way round into the green corridors here, as you normally would. There's some spin metal there. What I did was I collected spin metal, of course, and I hung a left and then kept on going down the green corridor. Then you come to a little intersection and then you can see the blue glow of the blight. So what you need to do is go down to the blight area and then just shoot the blight at the top, and then we're doing the plate transformation thing. I shot that trap there so it didn't get me. There we go. So the blight disappears. Oh yes, don't shoot with a healing weapon like I'm trying to do there. Otherwise it doesn't disappear. Make sure you shoot with a destructive weapon. So anyway, stand on the pad and then it'll tell you which way to go. Something whispers forward. Look, it says there. So when the rune pops up, step forward. And now we're going to do another one. So another one appears there, look, and it says something whispers to the left. Look, and I turned and it didn't work. So I get back on it, try it again. It says something whispers to the left again. I'll step off to the left, and then it'll transport me again. And now we got a third one. It says taken energy strengthen. Is it going to tell me anything? Sometimes it doesn't. Look, it didn't tell me anything there. So I just think I took a punt with it and backed off again like I did on the other one, and it teleported me back here. Now, what happens then, of course, is all the taken stuff comes in, and you got to kill all the gittage. So you get a few bits of gittage up here, and then also slightly down to the right there where we came through, you'll see another bigger boss that we have to kill as well. But it's just general killage here. It's best to kill them all off. You don't want them shooting you in the back of the head when you're trying to do stuff. There we go. There's a large ogre down there. Look, so we need to kill that guy as well, a devoured ogre. Kill the gits, the dire hobgoblins, and the dire straight hat. Yeah, there we go. So we just want to kill him here. And once you kill him there, we're going to carry on going back the way we came. You can see the doorway has slightly disappeared. We run through the doorway and make our way back up to the top, to the little maze that we started off in. And then we're going to find our way around this little maze. But as we go around these mazes, this little way to go, you're going to find some gits turn up with the big blue shields on them, which means they're arc, of course. So you just want to kick their faces in. Once you kick those two, there are another two turning up then. You want to turn right and go to where the blight was. Yeah, do you remember this is where the blight was? We've got the trap there as well. We've got two more gits who seem to just phase out of the wall there with me. So I killed both of those gits there as well. Then you want to walk up to the taken barrier here. Now, I got slightly confused here, but as you walk up to the taken barrier, you can hang a left, but you don't want to go that way. You want to turn around the way you came, and look, you want to go left there, okay? As you turn around and come back down. And then you want to hang another left, follow the way around. You know you're going the right way because you've got the taken juice burning the soles of your shoes. We're on the other side of the wall now that we just saw. Keep on coming around, and we're going to end up fighting another. I think is he called the Keeper of the Doodas? Oh, we got a couple more blue gits here as well. Kill the blue gits. Go on, get lost, blue gits. They're dead. Keep on going around here, and then we're going to hang a left into here, and there we go. There's the Keeper of Power. That's the one that we need to kill, and once we kill them, that'll drop us our next Osseous Fragment thing. Yes, so there we are. Just jump up and grab it from the top. Lovely. And then once you do that, we're on to the next bit. And the next bit, we have to return to Eris's apartment. And then once you go and visit the slab again, you'll get the next 3 steps all in one go, okay? You got your taken path there. And then you'll get the next 3 steps all drop. Now, you can do them in any order, but I'm going to do them, well, in this order. So the first one I'm going to do is the Curse of Urgency. Now, we've got to go to the Hallowed Grove, which is a lost sector, and that's in the EDZ. And if you have a look at the map, we go to the sludge, look, and you can see the Hallowed Grove is just there. So pop into the sludge landing zone, and it's straight in front of you. Keep on going down, straight ahead. You'll see the Lost Sector symbol there on the rock. And kill gits! So then once you jump up on the rock, you can see the entryway is just there. So you want to continue your way in, and once you get close, you'll see the, I think it's called a curse or a relic or something. Well, it's one of these doodads, and this is going to be a mechanic that you're going to use in the exotic mission as well. So once you get in, you'll see like a little marker, and you'll be able to pick this up. Here it is. Look, let's have a look. You want to pick this baby up. Now what's going to happen is that's going to be your curse. It's called the Curse of Urgency. Look. So once you pick that up, you've basically got to shoot the gits to keep your timer up. You can see you've got that taken soul timer. If that ticks down to 0, I assume you die. It never has ticked down to 0 for me. So every time you kill the taken gits, you keep the timer up. But what it's also doing is kind of filling an internal gauge within that curse. And once you fill the gauge up, look, it says to dunk it in here. But oh no, you can't go through because there's a little wall in the way. We'll just back out into the lost sector, and you can see there's a Vendraxis Shadow of Oryx. Make sure you kill him or her in the face, and then once you do that, the little shield will open. There we are. Cop that, Vendraxis. There we go. And then if you have a little look around now to the right, look, you can see the shield has dropped, and then you can dunk this in there, and that's that one done, and we've got 2 more of these to do. Now this next one is called Curse of Revenge, and we need to do a nightmare hunt on the moon, and it's the nightmare hunt that's called Pride. Now when you have a little look at the map, there's like a marker on the map, but it's completely misleading. Don't go to the marker. Start the nightmare hunt Pride from the badge on the screen there, and then once you load in, you want to make your way to the boss room. I believe it's the Skulless nightmare hunt. I can't remember his name. I'm pretty sure it is. But anyway, once you get to the final room, you can see you've got Skulless there. He's like a massive taken fallen. But once you arrive in there, you'll see you've got the blight again there. Look, and then next to the blight, you've got your curse that you need to pick up. And you want to use that curse to kill as many gits as possible. You've got the taken soul there as well. You can see it's counting down to a minute, so make sure that doesn't drop down. But you keep the timer being topped up by killing the various gits. And all you want to do is whittle down all the gits and make sure you kill Skulless. Then once you kill him, boom, goodbye Skulless. You'll see then the taken blight disappears, and we've got an arrow to do a bit more dunking. So run over, dunk it in, and that's the second one done, and we've got 1 more to go. This final one's really easy to do as well. You've just basically got to go to the Altars of Sorrow on the moon, which of course is in Sorrow's Harbour there. So launch into Sorrow's Harbour, and once you arrive there, it's pretty easy to see. Right in the central area, you'll see 3 big taken blights appear, and what you want to do is jump up onto the central part, and you want to pick up your curse again, and then just get killing. So what you really want to do is go to one of the Altars of Sorrow, whichever one is active at the moment, you know, the big green bits, and kill loads and loads of gits until it changes. You hear the little noise, and it says the curse is upon you. Run over to the dunking station and dunk it, baby, dunk. And then we've got even more steps to do. So if you go and look at your quest, you can see we've got 3 more again. Curse of Endurance, Curse of Urgency, and Curse of whatever the other one was, Revenge. Now what we basically got to do is go and find 3 statues in the Nether, activate the statues, kill a git, and then go back to the statue, and then you pick up another Osseous Fragment. But you don't need to visit 3 different statues. You can go to the same one again. You know, you can do one part in the Explore, then you can leave, and then come back in and go into it, load into a different area. Okay, so what I'm doing here now then is I'm going to go to the Hall of Souls first of all. So we're in the Hall of Souls for the statue, and the statue is, and this is where we do spawn in, I believe, yes, but if you just, I've had a good old look around you, but it is actually right there, look, on your right. So you just want to come here, there's the main area, so you want to look at it there, the main plinth is off to the right, you can see the bollock there floating in the middle, but here we are, there's the statue all lurky in the dark there, so you want to go over here, and you want to call to power, there we go, lovely, thanks very much. A hunter of power has appeared. Just kill him. There we go. Lovely. So that's that git done. Lovely, lovely. And then we go back, look, and we claim this part from the statue. Good. Excellent. Lovely. So that's the Curse of Endurance completed. Now, next I'm here in the Mausoleum, and the statue in the Mausoleum is just over here to the right. This is where you spawn in, look. And if we just jump down here... And it's actually behind this massive tentacle here. So we run a little around. Yes, here we go. Call to power. There we are. Git arrives somewhere. Where are you, Git? Oh, there. Hello. It's a Taken Wizard again. Hello, Taken Wizard. Kill the Taken Wizard. Lovely. There we go. That's great. And then grab it from there. Excellent. Good, good, good. There we go. There's a second Osseous Fragment. Now, I have heard as well that if you... What I'm doing, you see, is I'm respawning into the same area because I'm doing it solo. Now, if you respawn into one of the areas you've collected a fragment from before, so say, for example, let's see where we respawn in here now. So I'm just going to go back to the Nether here and explore. And look, I've come back into the Mausoleum again, okay? So let's see now if I can do the same statue again. Let's have a little look. So we'll fly back down to the testicle here, because I've seen people doing it in the Hall of Souls as well. Statues there. I can call to power. Let's have a little look. Do we have a chap spawn in? Oh, it's a different guy. He's Torix, Hunter of Power. Looks, doesn't really matter which area you do it in. Just do it 3 times. Let's go back. Look, and there we go. There's my final fragment. So it doesn't actually have to be in each area. Look, that will do it. Fantastic. Lovely, lovely, lovely. The last taken Osseous Fragment will give you enough signal to locate, pursue a powerful taken energy deep within the Dreadnought. So we've got the mission itself now. So let's go back to quests. Go to the taken path, look. And there it is. So the taken Osseous here, the fragment found, weapon acquired, an exotic mission Derealize completed. So we got an exotic mission to do, folks. Now, I really like the exotic mission. It's a lot of fun. So we're going to go through just a little bit of advice, or at least what I think is advice as we're going through. So when you first start, it says defeat the Dread. You've got to kind of fight your way up through the Mausoleum part of the Dreadnought. Now, you've got Suffocating Terror there. That does pop up a few times throughout the actual exotic mission itself. Remember, what Suffocating Terror means is if you can see the eyes, then that goes up by times 6, times 7. And the more eyes you can see, the faster it goes up. And once it gets to times 20, you're dead. So keep that in mind. Look down at the ground if you want to make sure that it goes off. Because you can see, look, it's not registering there with him at the moment. In this first area, we've also got 2 Tormentors that you've got to kick their faces in. And then you've also got a Subjugator as well. It's just normal kickings on the way up here, though. It's not too difficult way to start. The worst thing about it is that you're fighting uphill, so you're kind of at a bit of a disadvantage, really. The Subjugator is Strand, as you saw there, so be prepared to be strung up by the Nethers in the Nether. But anyway, once you kill the Git, the old follower of power, go on, let me empty my stuff into him. There we go, kicking's administered, and what happens there is a shield drops around the old portal donut affair, and then you just want to jump through and carry on. So then you arrive in a little bit of a traversal bit, and then you want to go through the teleport at the end, and then we're going to find ourselves making our way to the Trenchway, which is that bit with the big tormentor there. This is where we're going to do our next battle of sorts. So what we need to do is just make your way across through those gates there. It's easy to find. Just follow the waypoint all the way over. And then once you do, you're going to come into the main battle. Now, it's not too bad, this battle, but there's a few mechanics that you need to be made aware of. First of all, you want to knock the health down of the chap in the center there. You can see the health bar split into 3 parts. The first part is the smallest part, so once you whittle him down to that small little part, what's going to happen then is you're going to get some Blightly soldiery gits who are going to turn on in. Let's have a little look what it says here. I can't remember their name exactly. New objective, look. It says defeat the Blight Sentinels. So the Blight Sentinels in this first instance are like Centurions. They've got arc shields as well. You can see a couple of those gits there. So once you kill, I think there's 6 of them all together. Look, so you've got 3 there. So once you kill all 6, then what that does is spawn in a bunch of ogres. Here we go. There's number 5 being killed there, look. And then you're going to get a couple of ogres spawn in. Now, when you kill these ogres, they're going to drop curses like we had in the Lost Sectors and stuff. So this is the gaming mechanic that I was referring to. So you pick up the curse, and then what you've got to do is shoot gits until the curse becomes charged up. So you can see that I'm shooting the scions. Once they get overly charged up, you can see you've got a down arrow where we need to do a bit of dunking. Now, if there's more than one of you doing it, I would recommend just one of you pick these things up, because you can see there, look, I've picked one up, and I can run over, and then I can pick up the second one straight afterwards, rather than if the other person picked them both up at the same time. When you do get the empowerment, it gets rid of it off both of you, okay? So then you have to kill a set more blights and more ogres to get it to come in. So here we go. I've picked up the second one. I've charged it up. But this time, the dunking point is a little bit higher up. So what you need to do is to come back to the way you came in and jump up these taken platforms that will appear when you're in the black and whitey taken world. There we go. I'm going to jump across here and dunk that one in there. That's that one done there. And then we're just going to go through the same bit again. So what we need to do now is administer more kick-ins to... I don't know, there's lots of consonants and not many vowels here. And then once the kick-ins have been administered, then we have to do the same thing again. We got to defeat the Blight Sentinels, and this time around they're kind of captains with solar shields, so just bear that in mind. It's not really important, but it's just a lot easier if you can break their shields with a solar weapon. Do you know what I mean? So then once you kill 6 of them, the same thing will happen. You'll get 2 ogres spawn in. Kill the 2 ogres, and then kill the 2 ogres, and then once you kill the 2 ogres, pick up the curses and kick-ins in with those as well. There we go, a bit more kick-ins there. And once again, the first dunk point is quite low. Look, so it's just on top of that little blight there. So we need to stick it in there. Then pick up your second one, which dropped over here for me. Look, I'll pick that baby up. And then do a bit more kick-ins there. And once you've got it up to speed, you want to jump back around up to the center again, and then make your way over. So there we go. I'm just killing the lot off there. Kick them in. There we go. We can see the dunking symbol has appeared now, the little arrow. So run back over to the center, and then we've got platforms taking us up there as well. This is a darkness zone, so if you die, you will have to restart. But it's not too bad a battle. I know there was 2 of us doing it here, but I think this is definitely doable solo. Run across and dunk that baby in there. Lovely. And that's that part done. Now, what we have to do now is shoot him a little bit, and then he will create another blight. And then he'll suck you into the blight, like thusly, a bit shaky, and bang. And then we've got the second half of the close quarters battle here within this misty dome. So just make sure you kill the git, and then that's that bit done. Lovely. Right, so here we are. We've just killed the subjugator in this very small, cramped space. There's Scribble there. Hello, Scribble. Now, what we're going to do is show you how to do this particular puzzle. Now, it's similar to the steps that we had in order to open up the exotic mission. It's almost like they were priming us for the different aspects of the exotic mission because it was just teaching us how to do this. So what we've got to do is step off this plate in the right direction. The way to do that is it's pointed there. Look, so you can see it's pointed to the right there. So we need to step off to the right off that plate, for example. However, don't turn and walk off. That never seems to work for me. Just a side step off. Okay, so that's the first thing of the mechanic. The second thing is when we stand on this plate, one of these symbols will appear here on the little medallion. Now then, you've got to make sure you step off the plate when the next symbol in order appears. So for example, what we're looking for here is the hamburger to turn up. If the hamburger turns up here, then we need to sidestep off to the right. If the Eiffel Tower turns up, then we just stay there fixed on the platform because that's the incorrect one. Because that's the order there. So the order we're looking for is hamburger, and then Eiffel Tower, then thumbtack, and Space Invader. So let's show you exactly what happens here. So I'll step on the platform, and I'll wait for it to go and show its thing. Oh, and it's hamburger, so we've got to slide off to the right. Great. Next platform. Now we look at this one here, and this means we step off backwards, okay? Because it's pointing that way, and we're facing the rune that way. So the next symbol we want to see now is Eiffel Tower. Bugger! There's a timer, as you may notice. So I've changed it now to stepping off forward. I'll step on it. I've taken so long explaining. Let's have a little look. And I can step forwards, look, boom, because that was Eiffel Tower. That makes sense. No, 2 of those have disappeared. So before I step on this again, now we're going to look for thumbtack. And if thumbtack turns up, we're going to step off to the right. So let me just step on there. We'll wait. Bugger, it's done it again because I was hanging around too long. Let's step on you quick. We're waiting for thumbtack. Will it appear? And it has. And it's off backwards for that one. Look. There we go. And then the final one is Space Invader. So we've got to wait for the Space Invader one to turn up. And if it does, we step off to the left like this. And that's it. Did that make sense? You basically just step off in the direction when the correct thing appears. So there we go. That's what we've got to do there. Right, so we've come through here. Now we've got to make our way all the way over there. And it's not too bad to jump to. Just make sure you don't die to your death. Which I nearly did there. We're going to go across here. And we've got to try and make our way up. Okay, now there is ways to go. And we need to use our ghost as well to utilize the ghostly platforms. Yes. Because you can go like this, look. And then you can start to see them. There we are. It's just above us there, look. But it's entirely up to you. I mean, you could actually probably just jump over to that one there, which is probably the easiest way to do it. But if you want to, there are platforms, look, on the way over. There we go, which will take you directly up from there if you wanted to do that as well. But there we are. This is nice and simple. So we go up here and then we pick up another Osseous fragment like this. There we go. Pick that up. Right, so what we've got now is it says take an energy's whisper and we've got to carry on. It doesn't really give you much of an idea as to where to go. However, there is a little light in there and this is the way that we need. So what we need to do is just jump into here, look, and you can see like there's a little orange bottom here. And when you land at the bottom, this is the way to go. Ow! This is the way to go. Great stuff. And now we're going to make our way. It's not down, it's up. Okay, now you've got to start watching in this area because we've got boop cannons and we've got massive, huge prongs that ram you in the arse and kill you. So be careful of them as well. So let's just see where we go. We're making our way up here. Step on there, but not too much. Oh, there we are. There's a massive prong. We want to go through here and then we want to kind of jump down here, give yourself a bit of a break. Now, what we're going to be doing here is shooting crystals. But these crystals are located in the walls to the side, okay? So we just have to make our way through to the crystals. Now, this first section is just gits, really. So we just need to kill them, unless they're going to kill me first, which is possibly something that's going to happen. There we go. Lovely. Yes. Nearly dead. Are they both dead? Good. Right, we need to kill the gits. Don't worry too much about the boop cannon-y things, and just jump over to the middle bit here, like this. Right, so after a little bit of a conflab, we've discovered or remembered that we want to go this way, okay? Now I'm going to go up here, I think, onto this little area here, and over here, because you can see, look, we've got sort of ways to go with these little taken mines on them. Be careful of the spiky idiot things, yes? Because they'll just shoot out and skewer your gizzard. So let's keep on going over here, and I'm going to go over here as well. Now then, I'm completely stuck now. Have I gone the wrong way, have I? Or is this the right way? Hang on, let's go and try. Yes, no, I have gone the right way. So from that platform there, we've actually come out, look, and we're on the other side of the force field now, okay? So we've just kind of jumped around that wall. So this is the correct way to go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go and find crystals that are located in these little honeycombs. The best thing to do is just to jump down into the central platform here. I believe we've got some gittage as well, so we'll just watch out for them. There we are. Oh dear, he's got a big shield. He's killed me to death. And there we go. Grenade. Oh, we got a lovely stasis turret in there, which will sort them out. There we go. Kill the two gits. So what we're looking for here now is crystals on the other side. So if I just jump in over this one. Now what we've got is a big spike that kills you. Watch out for that one. Right, okay, so we're going to try going over there. I'll try it this time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And over and there. Okay, so there's no stabbity stab here. But what we're looking for is a crystal, okay? Which isn't too far. Where is that crystal now? Because there's one really high up there. Look. We'll have a look at that one in a minute. And there's another one here somewhere as well. But it's locating the gate. Where is it? Let's have a little look down here. There it is, under the platform that you come in on, look. So, we're going to destroy that crystal, that's one. There's 3 to do. The next one is up there, so you just be able to get that one from here. Now, the third one is on the other side, okay? So, we just need to be careful where we're going. So, I'm going to come back out here. Hello, Scribble! We're going to come here, and we're going to go over to the other side. All the holes go into the same chamber, really. You just have to be careful that you don't get spiked, because I can see there's a darknessy hole there, look. Does that mean there's a spike going to come out and skewer me? I bet it does. So what I'm going to do is go over here to this one. Let's see if this makes any difference. Oh, okay, we were lucky. There we go. That's it. And there we go. There's a third crystal. It says the seal is broken. So what we need to do now is go back over to the other side. And it's opened up a doorway over there for us to get through. But it's very difficult to try and climb up the interior there. So what we need to do is use these little floaty taken blights as platforms to take us right the way up to that door there. That's the best thing to do. So first things first, I'm just going to jump across to this little lip area here to give us some purchase. And then we're going to go up here, look. And we'll step on that one. And then we'll go up here. And then we'll step on that one there. Gonna carry on going up now to this one here. Yes, I think. Is there one more? Or is that the way? No, there's one more. Yeah, don't go in that one. You're going to get killed by a stabby thing. That's what happened to me. Keep on going up to the top. Onto this last floating bowlark. And then where is it? There it is. Up we go. It's quite hard to see things, really. But there we go. And if you die, it puts you straight back at the bottom again. So let's try our way. So let's try going into the third one then, shall we? Is there? 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to go into the third one. Let's see if that makes a difference. There we go. No stabby thing. So don't go to the very top one. I'm sure that was different the last time we played it, so just be careful. There's a stabby thing there. Right, so all we need to do now is just make our way over on the ledges. So let's wait for all the action to finish, and then we'll go up here, onto there. Now I'm going to land on this little baby here. You shouldn't fall off it. There we go. That's good. And then we're just going to go up here as well. Watch out for the doodah. Yes. So where we need to go is there, look. You can see Scribble standing there excellently. However, it's a bit of a bloody gauntlet down here. You could get blown off, stabbed, shot, or whatever. It's a bit of a nightmare. You want to be careful. You can see the little spiky thing there. And then we want to jump off over to the middle. So be aware of the spikes and the explodey doodahs and everything like that. Right. So when you come to here, you can't reach up there, but we're going to walk our way across here, and we're going to jump our way over to that little hole there. But again, be careful of the little taken thingies. Like that. Ow! Right, okay, there we are. That's good. So what we're doing now is we're going over into this little hole here. I wonder if we're going to get shot in face. No, we're all right. Okay, and then we're going to make our way up the center. Be careful of the mines again, because they can hurt. Nasty. Be careful you don't take too many of these in a row in damage, because they can kill you, and you've got 3 going off here at once. So we could just try and land on the thing, which is exactly what I haven't done. Never mind, let's try that again. I want to go over to this platform, and then the best thing to do, I say, is to go over to this platform here. I've destroyed the mines there now, so we're not having too many problems. And then we're going up on this large testicle. And then that'll pop off like that, you see. You've got to be very careful. I got shot by... So here we are again at the hole. And what I forgot about was that massive pokey thing that killed me there. So you got to watch out for that. You could actually run over to this hole here, look, as well, which will give you a bit of help. And that'll help you kill the ravenous dire knights who are on both sides. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump out here. And just kill the idiots. Kill them all! There we go. Splendid. So that's quite the adventure coming across there, isn't it? Yes. And now we find ourselves... Ouch, watch for the taken sauce on the floor. Now we find ourselves about to embark on the final battle. And it's a pretty good battle, but at this stage, it's not the complete battle, I'll wager. But it's quite a simple mechanic, so all you have to do is, once you get to this point, you can see you got a little raid banner there, look. We'll jump in and activate the raid banner, like this, so you can get all your goodies in. Yes, get your goodies in, and get all your stuff charged up. Then you kick it off by going to collect the actual gun. If this is the first time you're doing it, you'll see the Barrow Dyad there. Lovely. You take that. I've already taken it once, so it doesn't give it to me. And then that triggers off the actual engagement. So the engagement itself is a double boss, really, which kind of is a theme in the Nether. So we start the fight off by shooting these 3 little blights. You can see we're kind of in a taken phase. You're in a non-taken phase. That's what we do. So that puts us into the non-taken phase. The boss arrives, and we've got to kill that boss. Because look, it says Zerkur not taken. Knock his health down until it's a third of the way down, like this. And then what will happen then is that you'll get the the second half of him appearing for the kill. Be careful of the blights on the floor. They will kill you. And it is respawn restricted, so if you die, you'll have to start again. But when you're on the taken chaps bit, you're going to get platforms as well that you can stand on, which will get you off the floor. But what happens then, look, is that the taken part of him comes downstairs, and you've got to knock his health down by a third. And that's the cadence of it. So kill non-taken, heal down to a third, or get him down to a third. They'll swap, get the next guy down to a third, and back and forth. If you get blights turning up that is telling you to shoot, just shoot them. I believe that happens after the taken chaps a bit. So let's just knock his health down. There we go. Right, so once the taken phase is over, then you've got the 3 blights to shoot again. So there's one there. There we go. And then we got a third one. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely healthy rift there. And the third one's just on the bottom. And then that'll reset it from the taken world, and we can kill the git. Knock his bar down. Be careful as well, we've got Suffocating Terror in here. And, of course, the Suffocating Terror, just don't look at it. Because the moment you look at it, look, it goes up. ×2, ×3. Once that hits 20, you're dead. But just look at your tootsies when you're hiding, and it'll drop back down again. So only when you're looking at them does it go up. Okay, don't worry about it being if you're hiding behind it. Curse Reach does seem to make short work of that little bit of health bar there. I think they're going to get more and more powerful as time goes on. So that's him gone. Just this fellow, my lad, now. Wait for his shield to drop. I wasted me thing. Or has he? Oh no, he's jumped up there, look. Oh no, this is it. This is the end of the battle, look. Because we get the big taken doodah there. And then what happens is he goes into this cocoon and comes out a beautiful murdering butterfly. There he is, look. And we can't do anything against him. So he's completely taken there now. So what it says is, she says, run away. We've got to seal the ante-room, which means running back out of the room here and staying on this pad until the doors close. So it's just a timer, you know, as the pad builds up. You can't damage him at all. We've just got to stay alive, really. So just watch out for that Suffocating Terror as well. You don't want to die on this plate because it's... there we are. Bang. Door is sealed. And that is the end of it. And you should have your Barrow Dyad. Probably went straight to the bloody post office like mine did. Yes. So I think what's going to happen now is that we're going to get more steps to this where we take on that boss. But we're not finished yet because we've got the exotic. We've got a lovely chest there as well. But now we need to get the intrinsics, which means getting 12 Osseous fragments from the Nether. So once you've completed the exotic mission, then you pick up this. It's the Dyadic Ascension, and we've got to find 6 of the Osseous fragments in the Nether. Now, there's 6 fragments in each of the landing zones. There's the Mausoleum, there's this one here, which is called the Trenchway, and then there's the Hall of Souls as well. So you only have to pick up 6. You could pick up 2 in one, 3 in another, or whatever you wanted to do, and they're quite easy to find. They're not really that difficult. But I'm here in the Trenchway, and I'm going to show you exactly where all 6 here are in the Trenchway, okay? So this is the spawn-in point. So the first one is very easy to find. Look, it's already on our radar, pointing down there. And you can see it glowing down there. So that's number 1, okay? You can jump over there and pick that one up. Then we're going to make our way up to the other side, which is just over here. The next one is going to be high up. So let's have a look. We can walk past the Tormentor who's showing off his massive staff there, yeah. Dirty boy. We're going to keep on going along here, and then you'll see it'll appear on your radar again, the second one. And it's just up there, look. Let me show you exactly where to go. My dreadful jumping skills. Let's see if we can we run up here? No, we can't. Never mind. There we go. Let's jump. I can't jump up. Jump up, stupid boy. There we go. It's there, look. Ah! Hang on. Let's try again. Right, so here it is, just up the top there, look. So you can just jump onto that bit, look, and hold, and then jump up there. That's what we need to do. Okay, there's number 2 in this section. And then the third one is just down over here. It's very easy to see as well. It's on the floor at ground level. Where is it? I've just passed it. There it is. Look, you can see it's popped up on the radar. There's number 3. Now, the other 3 are in the second half of the Trenchway, which means going through these doors here on the left. So you want to come back over to the central platform, or you can go through any of these, really, because you're going to pop out in the correct region, because it's just one long corridor, really. So here we go. This way, though, you do get some gates. So watch out for gates. Keep on killing. There we are. There's a bug of them, and we'll just come through here, because I'm not particularly interested in them anyway. We'll just run out over here, look. So we've got 2 on this side, and we've got 1 on the other side. So I may as well show you where each of them are. So the first one, you've got parading idiots around there, and you've also got a platform up here. This is where the first one is. You can see it on your radar there, look. There's the first one. And then the second one is, we're going to go over to the other side here. And then we're going to make our way up. If you've already collected the worms, you'll kind of be familiar as to where we've got to go. So we're going to run over to the globular clusters of Bolarks, land there. And then we're going to jump up here. There's the worm. I haven't picked them up yet, because I still haven't done a guide on it, because I'm going to do a guide when all of them become available. We're going to go across here, and then there we go. Here's the second one. Now, the third one, we've got to make our way all the way down to the bottom over there. So the best way to do this is just to run like an idiot, and we're going to have to get our ghost out and use the floaty platforms to get over here. So let's do that. And let's run down here. And then once we get to the edge here, you can see floaty platform fun will commence. Where is it? It's here somewhere. Come on, where are you? There we are. You don't really need it, I suppose. You could just jump straight over. But it's handy in case you're not confident in the old jumping skills. So there we go. Mind you, this doesn't inspire much bloody confidence, does it? It's a massive pit. There we go. And here's the 6th and final one. So you pick up all 6 of these in the Trenchway, and you've completed that step. I'm not picking them up because I'm going to be trying to find them in the other location. Right, so here we are in the Hall of Souls. I was going to say the Well of Souls then, but that's Raiders of the Lost Ark fixation that I've got. So the first one is over here to the right. So you want to turn around to your right, look, and there we are. You can see one of those babies there. Now we're going to kind of make our way around so I can show you where the other 5 are. So that's number 1. Number 2, I believe we go through here. You've got the room with the plates in it. Yes, this is one of the little doodads. But as you come up, you can see it appearing in a radar. Found this one quite tricky, but it's just there. Look, it's pretty obvious when you know where it is. But of course it is. There we go. So that's number 2 there. Then we're going to run out here now, and we're going to go through. That's number 2 there, and we're going to come out here. There's nothing over there, but we do have to go this way. Yes. And we're going into the Torminator room here. And then this is just, you can see, look, it's just showing there, okay? So there we are. That's number 3. If you just saw on the radar, I'm just showing you this. There's another thing pointing downwards there. Don't worry about that, because that is actually the worm that you can pick up, look, okay? So that's the worm, that one is. I haven't picked those up yet, so that's why you're seeing it there. So we're going to run back through here, and there we go. There's number 3 here, okay? Then we're going to keep on going down and around, and we're going to run right the way out to the other side to the Tormentor, who's exactly where we don't want him to be, the massive turd. We'll just jump over his head. Ha, get stuffed. Run through there quick. Lovely, lovely. Got some health there, which is very, very useful. Now, the next one you can see is appearing directly below us, okay? But what we need to do is just look down, and you can see it. It's just below us. But the best way to go and find it is to go down on this bridge here. Spin around, baby. And, oh, he's following us out, the idiot. You can see it down there, look. Okay, so we just jump down that way now. Okay, so down we go to there. Okay, lovely stuff. There we go. So that's the 4th one, and we've got 2 more left. Now, to get out of this way, the best thing to do is just to jump across to here and land there. And then also across to this massive thick cabling here. And then turn around, and we want to come back up the top here. Okay, so we'll go 1, we'll go 2, and then we'll go 3 over here. Now, the next one, you can see it's just hoving into view there, look. So you can see that's number 5 there. Okay, so we can just make our way over to number 5 there. Just land gently on the platforms. And then over to this platform here, and you will find number 6. It's entirely up to you. You can always just reload into the same area again and again if you want to do the same ones. But there we go. You can see the 6th and final one over here on that stump. But there, look, there it is. Yes, there we go. Number 6. And that's the Hall of Souls done. Right, so here we are in the final area, the Mausoleum, and we've got 6 in here as well. This is a little bit of a run around, but it's not too bad. First off, you want to spin around from the spawn point. Hello, Scribble. And we want to jump over here, and then just land down on the little ridge here, and there we go. There is number 1, okay? Not number 2, that's number 1. Pick that baby up there. Next, we're going to go over this way. Now, you're going to see 2 markers appear on my radar because one of them is a worm, but I'll show you the one we need to go to. So it's this one here. I'm just going to hover down and go across. There we go. There's that one there. There's number 2. The worm is just around the side there, but we'll ignore that. Now, the third one is the southernmost one, which is just down here on the other side of this little rocky outcropping. Let's go down to the rocky outcropping, Björk. Here we go. And it's tucked away in the little nook and cranny. Where is it? Oh, I'm sure it's right there. Sorry, there it is. Look, right at the top. There we go. So that's the third one. Now we're going to go back up to the main central area. It's kind of where we go from where we spawn in. And there's a massive rude thing in here. I don't know if it's deliberate or not, but there certainly is some testiculos and a shaft that we can gently run up. There it is. Look, look, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. So there we are. We run up there. Watch out for all the big hairy bits. Then we're going to run up this way, and then we're going to go under here because we've got one tucked away under here as well. You'll start seeing it pop up on the radar. Where is shit? Where I swore then. Where is it? I meant. No, where is shit? Here we go. And it's just, where is it? There it is. Look, locked in the corner. There. Okay. Now the next one, we're going to run across this way, and we're going to sort of angle our way down here because it's tucked away in the pillar down here. We'll see it very shortly. It's just on the other side there. Look. And in here. So there's number 5. And then number 6 is easy peasy to see. It's probably the most prominent one. It's up on top of the Fortress of Solitude gone bad doodads there, look. You can just see it hoving into view. There we go. All we need to do is just jump up on the little platforms. And that's the 6th one of those. And that's every single one of those Osseous fragments in the Dreadnought. I can't get up to this one. It's really irritating. Ah, there we go. Hang on. Land! Oh, for God's sake. I'll get there in a second. Let's go here. I bet there's an easier way to get it, because it always is. There we go. Lovely. Yes, there we go. Could have jumped up the other end. Look. So there we go. There's the final one. All 6 in the Mausoleum. I thank you. However, once you pick up those 6 and you finish those, you think, oh, great, I'm done. But no, you're not, because you've got to go and get another 6. You've got the Panic Response 2, which is the intrinsic, but you can pick up Panic Response 3 as well. So what you've got to do is go and collect another 6 in another different region. So it's 12 altogether. But then it seems that that's the end of it at the moment. We've got to go and get the Moment of Clarity next. That looks like that it's actually time-gated until next week. However, if I do find out any more, I will let you know. But that's as far as we can go with doing the intrinsics. And also it seems to be that the catalysts are a little bit down the line as well for the weapons. Just want to give a big thanks to Scribble Wizard, who put up with my stumbling around and jabbering into the mic today. That was very, very kind of you. Thank you very much, Scribble. And there we go. That's it for the Barrow Dyad quest. I thought it was pretty good, actually. I really enjoyed it. Haven't got my head around the weapon yet, but it does seem pretty powerful, and I think it could be a great laugh. Anyway, folks, if you did enjoy the vid, a like and a subscribe really helps me out and helps the channel grow, which is, of course, what I really want to do. Yes, indeed. And thank you so much for your time. I shall see you all again very soon. Sausage hurt.